Making effective decisions the feminine way. How can we use two of our feminine superpowers to come up with the most effective decisions when it comes to really anything in our lives, in our relationships, in our business, any decision that we need to take? This is what I'm going to share in this live. So I hope I'm going to give you a little bit of time so you start jumping in, and let me know if you can hear me well. Hi, very well, thank you. Thanks for joining. So, two of our feminine superpowers that we can make good use of when it comes to making effective decisions. But before I share with you about these superpowers, first I want to share with you what is required from us as powerful feminine women before we start making use of these feminine superpowers. What is my responsibility towards myself first before I could start using these superpowers? Thank you. I'm glad to hear that. So, number one, we need to heal from the negative experiences of our past. Why? Because we don't want our decisions to be a reflection of our wounded self. We want our decisions to be a reflection of our healed self, our most authentic self, the truth of who we are. And this exists beneath the layers of the self-limiting beliefs that we create after being through our past experiences. Okay. So when we do that, our decisions would be a reflection, instead of, for example, my decision being a reflection of the people pleaser who I am, or my limiting belief of not being enough or not being worthy, not being deserving. When I heal all of that, then my decision is a reflection of the worthy woman that I am, the high value woman that I am, the strong belief that I have within myself, the self-worth that I carry, my energy, how I carry my own energy. This is going to be reflected in my decision. My cha-cha is doing well, thank you. Thanks for asking. So this is number one. We need to heal from the experiences of our past so that they are not taking part in the decision-making process. Number two, I have to build my emotional resilience. And this is what I teach in my coaching program. I teach you science-based tools and techniques that reprogram your nervous system, that build your emotional resilience, and that really allow your brain to maintain its superpowers when it comes to effective decision making. Because what happens when we are under stress, when we are experiencing any type of negative emotion, what happens within the body physiologically, it's called part of the plethora of processes that are going on within our body. Is one of them is called cortical inhibition, and that means the parts of our brain that are responsible for effective decision making, for critical thinking and problem solving, are inhibited. They stop working for some time when we are experiencing stress. But when we build our own emotional resilience, then we are able to maintain that focus and that clarity. We're able to maintain our brain superpowers to still come up with effective decisions even when we are under stress. And so this is how important it is for us to learn these self-regulation techniques, to build our own emotional resilience so that we can maintain balance, we can maintain composure under stress, and so that our reactions when we are under stress are not really intense, they're not aggressive. We are still able to react in a way that is more composed, that is graceful, that is at ease, because it's reflecting the ease that we are experiencing within ourselves. So if you want to learn more about these science-based tools and techniques that work in alignment with your nervous system, that really support your nervous system's capacity to in turn support you in how you show up in everything that you do, in your relationships, in your business, in your life, then reach out, and I can send you the link to my scheduler where you can book your free session, where you and I can talk more about how these techniques can help you. So, like I said, first we heal and then we build our own emotional resilience, because this is how important it is for us to maintain our internal energy reserves. This is what building your emotional resilience does. It gives you the ability, it recharges your internal energy reserves so that you're able to expend from that reserve in every activity that you do, one of them being the decision-making process. It is worth noting that on your journey to heal, on your journey to build your own emotional resilience, you also build that level of self-trust, where you get to that point where you realize that I don't have to be perfect in everything that I do. Not every decision has to be like the perfect. I'm not going to judge, criticize, or condemn myself if at a time I made a decision that proved to be an ineffective decision, right? Because I need to be able to trust myself, to support myself, to be there for myself, to not judge and criticize myself. I need to be able to trust myself that I'm not going to abandon myself and call myself a failure just because, you know, I messed up with one thing, or I didn't make the most effective decision in a certain situation. And also, it's very important that we do not judge our past self for the decisions that we made in the past, given the awareness and the wisdom that we have right now. It's really unfair to judge our past self that did not have the wisdom that we have right now, to judge that a version of ourselves with the wisdom that we have right now, and to realize that you can transform every experience into a learning experience. It does not mean that you failed. It's just a setback that you can learn from, and you can keep on moving forward. So this is basically what we need to build before we start using these superpowers, our feminine superpowers, to come up with the most effective decisions. And one of them is the intelligence of our body. I know that every woman who is going to listen to this video knows and resonates when I say that her body would tell her about someone or about something that is going to happen in her life, or it can react in a certain way energetically. She can sense energetically within her body if she's making a good decision about something or someone. And so the more we are in tune with our body, with the energy, with our own energy, the more we tend to our own energy, the more we are connected to that part within us, the more sensitive we become, and the more able we are, the more capable we are of listening to these messages from our body. We're learning how to decipher these messages from our own electromagnetic field, our own energetic field. And this is not something woo-woo. This is something that is proven by science. Which brings me to the next feminine superpower. It's a human superpower. It doesn't matter if you identify as feminine, as masculine, it doesn't matter. We all have this superpower, and that is our intuition. And this is also something that science has studied and can prove. Intuition is really that higher level of intelligence that surpasses that of the brain. It is really the intelligence of our hearts. And the more we are acknowledging the sound of our intuition, the messages that we receive from our intuition, the stronger our own belief in these messages are, the stronger our belief in this superpower becomes. And the more we are able to discern between, is this the sound of my intuition or is it the sound of my fear? Because, like I said first, you want your decisions to be a reflection of your healed self, of your true self, your authentic self. And this is where you have gotten rid of all the limiting beliefs, and so your decisions are not based on fear. And this is going to allow you to better listen to your intuition, because you will know at that point, you will be able to discern between the sound of your intuition and the sound of your fear. If you've healed that part within you, then it is no longer there. It's not going to take a part in your decision-making process. And so it's really a learning experience. The more you trust that the sound of your intuition, the more you trust the messages that you receive from your intuition, the more that you can rely on that intelligence, that higher level of intelligence within you, that superpower. And all of that is going to lead you into making decisions that are in alignment with your truth, decisions that serve you, decisions that empower you, decisions that will not lead you into regretting, and decisions that are going to help you also to learn more about yourself, and to realize that, okay, this is a decision that was, a reflection of my true self. This is a decision that the high value me made, versus, the old me, the people pleaser me, the I'm not enough me would have made. And so all of these superpowers are also part of my training, my coaching program. How can we connect to these superpowers? How can we better express them? How can we make good use of them in really everything that we do? Hi, thanks for joining. Thank you. And so, like I said previously, part of my coaching program is learning how to build our own emotional resilience using science-based tools and techniques, but also how to use our own feminine superpowers using feminine energy, juicy, fun, and flavorful techniques.